Howdy y'all, I am Ice Gold, and with recent news, I have decided that I will decide to make an extra credits video this month, with a recent blog post happening yesterday. So, the idea that I had in mind, and was sort of just rattling around in my head for a while, was a video about the best NPC that you should talk to if you are a new player. And I don't just mean one NPC, because there are many that you can just sort of access at different parts of your wizard's journey. So I don't really know why I decided to go to Selenopolis for this. Let me go ahead and fix that. Let me run to my guild house and go to Celestia for this video, because this is where we need to go. So we've got this. There's the NPCs that you need to interact with as a new player in this game, because these, once you hit Celestia, once you get past Dragonspire and you defeat Malistaire and all that, this is where you need to go. And I tell you what, these are very important throughout the rest of your wizard's journey, because let's say that, you know, up until now you've been using Sandstorm on your balance, and it does, you know, 255 to 295, but as you got through Dragonspire, it started to feel like the game slowed down a lot, and you weren't really doing adequate damage. There were all of those super long dungeons that, you know, you just couldn't, you would need maybe multiple of these to actually get through it. Sometimes, you know, you probably need to use a judgment to kill a boss and then go for the minion, but the point is, these cards that you have, they don't really do a lot of damage in some cases. So there is one way that you can increase that, and that is with these fist enchants, these Sun School fist enchants. And there are a bunch. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in the series. So, you know, it goes from strong all the way up to epic. And this is where you can learn the first one. I've already got strong, as y'all saw. But this Sun School trainer here in Celestia Base Camp will train strong and giant. Strong will be available at level 50, and giant will be available at 52. And now I'm off to the floating land to show you where you can get the next set, because, you know, strong is nice, 100 damage, giant is slightly better at 125, but it's still not doing too much more than it was until you get to level 156. 156, yeah, no, not 156, but just 56 without the 100 attached to it. And that's when you can get to these Sun School trainers that are here in the floating land. And instead of unlocking monsters at level 54, it will unlock at level 56. So that is just something you got to keep in mind. And another thing to keep in mind as you go along is you're going to want to keep your training points high, or at least high enough. You're going to want at least like 4 when you're going through Celestia. So 1 to train strong, 1 to train giant when you get to level 52, and then once you get to level 56, you can train Monstrous here at the Sun School trainer here in the floating land. There is also a trainer in the Chancel, I believe, but you probably won't get there. Maybe you will. Maybe you'll get there before level 56 if you're just doing the storyline quest, but either way, whichever one of these you see first, that's what you need to go to in order to get the Monstrous enchant. And then this one will also teach you Gargantuan at level 58. So as you can see, you know, you go from giant given 125 to Monstrous given 175. That is a big jump. That is 50 extra base damage on a spell, and then it's another 50 when you get up to Gargantuan. So 56 and 58 are pretty big power spikes. And all in all, Celestia is a massive power spike in your wizard's journey. There is a lot of extra damage that you can get, and this is right before Waterworks. So once you can start getting these, that is going to make your wizard's journey much easier and much quicker, because you'll be doing way more damage, and you know, you go from here at level 50 to here at level 58. So just so we are clear, this means that if you were to enchant a Sandstorm with Gargantuan, that would nearly double the damage on it, the base damage. And the reason why these are so important is because, you know, if you were to enchant this. This would apply the enchant's effects onto the base damage before any multipliers. This isn't just 300 flat damage. This will turn this sandstorm into, what is it, 480 to something on the high end, and that is much stronger than what it would have been before. And Power Nova is the same way. I think the base damage here is 665, so you throw a Gargantuan onto that, and you will have Power Nova by this point. But you throw a Gargantuan onto this, and you're looking at 950 base damage before you factor in any, you know, feints, blades, and that general sort of thing. So it's like there's a lot going on here, and Gargantuan is exceedingly helpful for that. So that is always what's up, and you definitely want to do this. It will take up a little more deck space. This is my usual PvE deck, except not with a Sandworm or the Sharpened Blade or 2 Elementals, but you get the general picture. That is what makes these I can't even speak. That is what makes a deck a good deck as you get into late game. And I should really just throw on my main set for this anyway, so I don't know what I'm doing without it, but you get the picture. 1 Shad Hit is what I use, and then 1 7-pip, and then my Wallaru spell, and then a Frenzy. So since you can pull 7 cards in your main hand, 3 of them are going to be dedicated to enchants. These that is what most people will call these sun spells, these sun fist spells. So 3 enchants, 3 hits, and then 1 buff, so that way you can use a Power Nova, or, you know, like a Nested Fury, or like a 6-7-pip Shad if you have one of those on deck. So that's what's up. And now, you know, that's already 4 enchants. That is, you're already off to a really great start at this point. But now let us head over to Zafaria for the next enchant that is on the list. And this is the one that you're going to use for the longest amount of time, for the time that you're getting it. And I, of course, speak of the Colossal enchant. So this is when they decided to add a new one, just here in Zafaria, and it is another 50 extra base damage, and there's going to be a little bit of a sort of like a lag, I guess. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but there's going to be a little bit. You're going to see, because it'll go from 225 to 275, but you will get Colossal at level 66, and there is a bit of a quest beforehand, just a little side quest that Inyanga White Stripes will give you, called, I can't remember if it's called Astral Week. I think Astral Weeks is the one for the Star School Obelisk, but Bungle in the Jungle is the one that you want to think about, because that is what will get you access to this obelisk here in, you know, the middle of nowhere in the Drum Jungle. So that's what's up. So you have that. And then the next one that I'm going to talk about, the next NPC, is actually an NPC and not just a trainer. So that is, of course, going to be Qyburn Stellar Gaze. You will get to the Arcanum at around level 110, and that is a perfect time for you to get over here and learn the final enchant in the series, which is called Epic. And Epic, because like level 66 is when you get Colossal, and you know you'll get all the way to 110 before you get Epic. So you're going to be using Colossal for quite some time for most of the second arc, but then you know you'll get to level 110, and then there's a whole new tier of all of these sun enchants, a couple new mechanics like protecting your like blades and all that with stuff like Aegis and Indemnity. And then, yeah, overall, it's just, there's a lot of upgraded stuff. I don't know why. Okay, there it is. So you have to right-click to actually see what's going on. But this Astral School Trainer will give you every single Astral spell. So I haven't mentioned stuff about, like, the Sun and Moon Trainers, but actually, matter of fact, he'll only give you the Star and Sun spells, so those are the only ones that matter anyway. But there are other things that you need to think about here as well. There's spells like Attenuate, which are really, really good, actually. Even if you're doing just PvE, you can, because this is a negative incoming damage aura, so Qyburn is really the most important one out of all of these. You just get access to him at a late stage in the game, but he will train you, like he will let you train all of these spells. All of the main sun and star spells, including the sun enchants. He is the only one that will teach you epic, but you can also get strong, giant, monstrous, gargantuan, colossal from him, as assuming that you have the actual quests themselves done. As you can see, third star on the left, this is an Azteca quest, an Azteca side quest that you'll need to do to be able to train stuff like Furnace and Punishment. And then, yeah, there have been new star spells added in this most recent update, alongside the ones that you've probably heard about, like Attenuate and Starfall and Pathogen. But overall, I mean, Qyburn is just your guy. It's like you might get access to him at a sort of late stage, but once you can get access to him, like, he will teach you epic, and then that is going to be the last one. That is going to be just what you have. There are epic opals. There are triangle slot jewels that you can socket that give you 315 versions of this for even more damage, just because, I guess, if you want it. But I personally don't really consider that too worth it. They're kind of hard to get, and I mean, it is a triangle slot that you're giving up for it, so kind of up to you if you want to run that. But once you get epic, you sort of just have your hand. This is just what you're going to use for most of the rest of the game, because, I mean, look at this, 1050 on the nested storm hit. That'll become a 1350, and for a balance, that is really strong. And of course, you know, once you tear out Power Nova a few times, if you decide to do that with the spell elements, it's a whole hassle to get those spell elements. But the idea is, you know, this, like, with epic, you can be doing upwards of 1,000 base damage before any buffs are consumed, like your damage stat, your crit stat, your blades, your traps, your auras, all of that. It's like that is what's going to be like get your damage done. So these enchants, they might say that they only add like 300 damage on epic, but they are going to add a lot more, because they all take effect before multipliers kick in, and multipliers are just everything in this game. That's how sort of alpha striking, alpha stacking, whatever you want to call it, that's how that works. So 1025 balance damage, like just base, combine that like times, what is it, 3.29 for this, that's the multiplier here, and you're looking at a lot. Like, without a crit stat, you're looking at, like, I don't know, 3,300 damage on the Power Nova before any crits or auras or any of that are added into the equation. So these enchants are really, really amazing, and the NPCs and the trainers that can teach them to you are the most important ones in the game, in my honest opinion. That is going to be the absolute biggest help for you in your quest and journey. So that's how that is. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. I've been Ice Gold. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave like 50 comments for the algorithm. My Discord is down in the description if you want to chat with me some more, and I will see y'all later.